Welcome to Raq Rants. I'm with the legend. What? Black excellence? I cannot believe it. I'm very excited.
I'm excited for you.
Lee
I'm excited.
Daniels?
I'm excited for me.
Oh, dang. You know what? That makes me feel real good right now.
Good.
My temperature just went up like 100 levels. How are you doing?
I'm okay. A little nervous. You know, this is my first interview without a publicist around
Oh yeah,
me.
I'm popping that no publicist cherry.
So we're gonna have a little
Okay. Moment. Let's see. Raquel, please ask every crazy question possible and make the public go crazy. No, I'm just kidding. I have been waiting for, you for weeks.
Have
Weeks
Yeah?
to come. Yes.
Oh, good. Yay.
Yeah, you've been
I'm
booked
ready.
forever. So
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? Thank God you showed up. I was sitting here last night. I couldn't even sleep. I was sitting there like.
Is that why your hair is purple?
Right?
I love it though. It's a nice little color.
Right? Because you did Purple Rain. That's why I did it.
I did. That was my first movie ever.
Yes.
Casting assistant.
And you
Prince.
brought so many African Americans and gave them roles. And that must, how does that make you feel?
Good. Really good. You know, I started out directing theater and one acts, and there was no room for me in Hollywood. You know, there was no such thing as black film, black cinema. The exploitation era had gone, and Spike hadn't come yet. So it was in this little bit of time where I was directing theater, and at the same time I was managing actors.
Yes.
From the theater that I was directing. I stopped managing because I was still directing theater, but I stopped managing because I got tired of telling the African American actors that there wasn't any jobs for them, that you could only be a prostitute, you could only be a pimp, you could only be a drug dealer, and that's all that was there for them during that time. So I decided to do my first film, and I went into the streets and raised money for my first film, which was Monsters Ball. And I
loved that movie.
Thank you.
Okay, loved it.
Yeah.
Halle Berry, you did it.
Yeah, she was the first African American nominated for an Academy Award.
And put on the shades and not note, right? Like 4 snaps, because
Okay.
Halle, you did that.
And
That's
then
amazing.
my writers got nominated too. My writers got nominated for best screenplay too.
Doesn't that make you feel super accomplished that your first one, you just hit gold like that?
Yeah, it was exciting. It was very exciting. And then the second film, but then, no, not really, because Hollywood wasn't messing with me, you know. After that, I would think that you would think that the floodgates would open after an accomplishment like that, but they weren't. And so I had to go back to the streets again to raise money for my other films. And my second film was The Woodsman, which we won Sundance. Kevin Bacon played a pedophile with Eve and...
Yes. And then you have a new movie coming.
Yes, oh my God, I have Billie Holiday coming with Andra Day and Lakeith, which is the story of Billie. You know, when I was a young kid, Lady Sings the Blues changed my life. It was the reason why I got into film. Billy D. Williams and Diana Ross, they evoked beauty, and they were excellent at what they did, both as an actor and as beautiful people. And we had not seen a black couple like that before.
Appreciate what you do for the culture.
Thank you.
Especially for the black culture, for my culture, and putting many African Americans in roles.
To me, it wasn't just about putting people in front of the camera in roles, but people of color behind the camera.
You were talking about Diana Ross.
Yeah.
And recently you were at her concert.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Reach out and touch.
Is that
Damon Dash. Whoa.
Do you feel that him going up to you at the concert was acceptable?
Mm-hmm.
And how did that make you feel?
Well, I was uncomfortable. It was a very uncomfortable thing. And here's the thing. It made me think. He was hurt. Mm-hmm. And it made me think, because when nobody in Hollywood was giving me money after my Academy Award, unprecedented with Halle Berry, nobody was giving me money. Damon's crazy ass was crazy enough to give me money for The Woodsman and for Shadowboxer, and that investment, the investment for Shadowboxer didn't pay off.
But it was an investment, right?
It was an investment, but
not a loan.
It was an investment, but I looked him in the eyes and I told him that you would get your investment back. So what is that exactly? So it took me a minute. And so once you get lawyers in your head, you get lawyers talking in your head, and you start thinking that it's an investment. But on the streets, it was my word. So I had been through, through drugs, through alcohol, and through the intoxication of fame, success.
Yes.
Believing that was an investment. Because it was an investment. It was legal. It was, he signed the papers. It was an investment.
That's what it was. So therefore,
it was an investment.
Taking an investment.
But you know one thing? He was a black man that gave me money when nobody in Hollywood gave me money. And for that, he deserves his money. And for that, he deserved to be angry. Now, did he deserve? Was it the right place to reach out and touch somebody's hand? I don't know.
What was Diana Ross playing in the background?
She was reaching out and touching somebody's hand, And so I wasn't afraid. I felt bad. I felt bad. It was a wake-up call for me. It was a wake-up call for me to take a look at myself to say, what defines investment? This black man gave me money when nobody, not Disney, not Sony, not TriStar, not Paramount, not Warner Brothers, for a film. He did it. And so for that, he deserves his money. And so I'm going to work out something for him to get him, because I am in the position now to get it to him. So I'm going to get it to him, because I think that that's the right thing to do. And it sadly took that wake-up call during Diana reach out and touch somebody's hand for me to realize that, and for me to sit with myself, because it was an investment that went bad.
Yes.
And that's what happens most times in movies. I'm investing right now in things. You know what I mean?
And it's a gamble, though.
And it's like burn the money. But you know what? He believed in me when nobody else did.
So
and for that, he deserves.
The reason.
Yes, he deserves.
So that's more so. It's not
it's
that you owe him. It's more so that
it's personal to me.
It's a personal situation. But on paperwork, you don't owe him anything. It's more so, thank you, because you looked out and you believed in me, and now
when nobody else did.
Yes. So I'm going to give you, if that's what makes you happy, then here it goes back. Correct? Like that type of deal.
I'm happy that I'm in the position to give him his investment back, even though the movie didn't make money.
Okay, so if the movie didn't make money, then damn, Dame. You know what I'm saying? But I guess that he sees that you're super successful, so he's looking at it streets-wise.
Well, I think that, I think, again, I don't know that I would be successful if it weren't for him. Do you know what I mean? So for me, it really became, I had to get quiet with myself to think that, if it weren't for him, I wouldn't have went on to make The Butler and or Precious and or Empire. Do you know what I mean? He was part of my journey. And for me to turn my back on that was wrong. And so, but it took a minute for me to understand that, because you get caught up with the legality of it all. Do you know what I mean? And Damon's crazy too. He's loud and crazy. So you
and then you coming up to me like a camera at Diana Ross at all
really?
places.
It's like but
I'd be like, can we have waited after Diana Ross is? I mean, she clearly has a good voice.
Yeah, but it was but we're gonna squash it.
That's good.
And I feel good about it. You know what I mean? Like he needs it right now, and I'm happy to help him because he was helping me.
Since he snuck the cameras in and everything else right at the concert, do you think you ever can be his friend again?
I think that he was very angry. I think that if he looked at it from, if I'm in his shoes and I'm looking at it from his perspective, and those years had gone by and he looked at it as a loan, I would be angry, I think. I don't think I'd be angry enough to put a camera on me. No, I don't think so. But everybody to each his own,
Yeah.
And I have nothing but respect for that man for giving me that $2 million.
But when you say that, as far as, because that came after Monsters Ball, do you feel like, now you've done a bunch of films, of course you have your own company and things like that. But do you feel that, like, for other people coming in as African Americans, they'll still struggle right now today? And they'll need a Dame to basically invest in them, or is Hollywood more open?
I think because of the struggles, that's why I so encourage and I support, and most of the writers that I'm behind right now are African American or people of color, so they will never have to do what I had to do. I kicked that door open because Hollywood wasn't going to let that door open, wasn't opening that door for me. I kicked that door open.
Yeah.
And we snatched those awards because that's what had to be done. I did it my way. And I don't regret doing it any other way because it would not have been done. So how can I not nod to the Negro that helped me? You know what I mean? That's disrespectful. And it took that moment for me to realize that.
And as far as the success, though, for many people, like for Monique, for instance, right? And now you gave her an award. You gave her a major role. Yeah. I think you cracked her whole career to being super successful.
Yes.
And now she's being very disrespectful.
And I think that I think people are confusing the Damon Dash with the Monique. Damon Dash is completely different from Monique. Monique, I fought hard for her to get that job. I wanted her to get that job. And she was paid her money. She's paid the money for the budget that we had. And for her to badmouth myself and Tyler and Oprah is disrespectful, and it's wrong. She's wrong. She's out of pocket. She's really wrong. And I respect her actor because she gave me her soul, but I gave her my soul. And for that, she was given the Golden Globe and the Academy Award.
Black Girl Magic at the time.
Yeah, and it breaks my heart that she feels that that we blackballed her. No one blackballed her. Monique blackballed her. And for her to continue to talk about Oprah and myself and Tyler is disrespectful. And her motive, though? I don't understand her motive. I don't get it. I really don't. I mean, I can talk.
All three legends for the culture all have done tremendous things.
And all for her. Icons. All for her. We were really down with Mo. I mean, Mo, to get that performance from her, she had to bare her soul to me. I had to bare my soul to her.
Yeah.
That was like making love without having sex.
I understand.
You understand? There's levels to that.
Exactly.
And for her to think that that I could do anything, but I don't know. It ain't even worth a conversation. She needs to shut up.
Of course. I completely agree. If I was in her position and I was her,
I would have run. If I would have run with that Oscar opportunity and soared.
She did run with it. She had her own show afterwards.
Yes, she did have her own. Yes.
A lot of different roles, very successful from that. And I've seen what you brought. I'm like, I don't understand exactly why she's so angry. And I work with the same
people. I work with the same people over and over again. Gabby, I put her right on Empire. I like working with the same people over and over again. People like working with me. You being gay, right?
Yeah. And then it goes out there and they be like, do you feel that it affects you in Hollywood at all today still?
Look, man, I just try to do my work. And I try to keep it real with people. My dad told me that you had 2 strikes against me. 1, I was black. 2, I was gay. And I was not going to let that stop me.
And when you do things like you do, it's like a movie, or which one do you prefer? Would you put in a movie?
Well, now it's time to do a movie. I've been doing TV for a little bit. It's time for me to break out into a film. So I'm really excited. It's been a long time since The Butler.
Yeah.
How long is that?
5.
Yeah. So it's time for me to do a movie. It's time for me to break out. So the children was up.
Well, see, but that's
Daddy's back.
But
the original Big Daddy is back.
No, but that's how you know though you're still hip, right? I'm watching your thing talking about Gucci Gang and stuff. Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang. I'm like, what?
I know. What was that about?
I'm learning. You have the Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci. I'm like, what? How do you know that?
I know, really. That's how I keep current. Through my nephews, through my nieces, through my kids.
Also, you are deep as far as the AIDS epidemic.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about that? Because you're doing a whole movie and things.
Wow, the AIDS epidemic really, it took us by storm in the 80s, And there were many, 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 many. All of my friends died. All of them. And I think that that's probably why I can come up with so many good stories. Because you could only laugh at that point when everyone is dying in front of your eyes, And there was... And the parents weren't taking them in, so we were bringing in our own friends and stuff. So it was a very hard time, and I think I want to do a movie about it. I don't think there's been a movie really dedicated to what it was like to live that and survive it. And that I'm HIV negative is a miracle from God. I knew that I was here to do something, and that
why you had a lot of honeys back then.
A lot of honeys? When is this interview over? Now you get personal.
I just had to hit you with something. No, I'm just kidding. I really appreciate you talking to me.
Thank you.
Like, honestly, I'm really, really blessed. It's greatness in front of me. Like, this is dope to me.
Thank you.
And I thank you, honestly, for the culture, because you're not a culture vulture, 1,000%.
What's a culture vulture?
A culture vulture is someone basically, like, using the culture and stealing, like, the culture, like, not really for the culture.
Oh.
I think, right? Yeah, that's what it is?
Culture vulture, question mark.
Ding, 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 it's not him. But no, really, honestly, though, this, you don't understand. This really, really means a lot.
Thank you.
And this is amazing.
Thank you very much.
Like, this is, like, greatness, you know what I'm saying? You're up there.
I appreciate
and
you.
I thank you, you know what I'm saying, for every single thing.
Thank you.
And you real as they come.
Thank you.
Raq Rants. Guys, thanks for watching Raq Rants. Watch the episodes of Raq Rants. I got the super juicy tea that I'll give you all the exclusives. It's going to be super hot. If you subscribe right now, this instant. Yes.